Hello everybody, Caden today with another episode of Minecraft Dinosaurs, and today we're back on the world, and so you guys will have seen by the title of this episode most likely, and by right here, we're starting the Carboniferous house, bug house type thing that I said I wanted to do, and I decided we're just going to do it. Now you'll see here, we've got this nice little outline detailing the building essentially, right? This was an episode. It was essentially the episode that was supposed to go up this weekend, but didn't, because after I recorded it, I realized the audio was like non-existent for some reason, so I've boosted everything up this time. Hopefully it sounds a bit better. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. But yeah, we designed the entire building last episode in about 30 minutes, or designed the outline of it, so there was a lot of that, which... I guess if I ever end up doing these building tutorials, would have been a pretty good thing. Do I not have sound in the game? I can't hear anything. I don't know if you guys can hear anything. I guess I'll find that out when I edit the video. But yeah, this was meant to be its own. There was meant to be a whole episode about designing it, but in the end, I kind of just decided it wasn't worth it. Just because I didn't think the audio sounded super good. I didn't really want to put up a mediocre video again, so... Because, I mean, we can be honest here, I've kinda, I think at least, slacked a bit with video quality recently, more just due to the fact I don't have time and stuff like that. Granted, that's not really a good excuse or anything, but yeah. We'll just put this here. So anyway, I actually need to go get more andesite. Also, I think there were things I meant to show you guys. Oh, yeah, again, because since I've recorded this, I forgot I need to show this off again. I did some more work. This is a new area. This is a new area. There's a lot of new stuff over on this side of the park here. For one, I think the Sarcos are actually fully grown now, and they are, they're a bit big. Just a wee bit large, you know, you can see them over there. I do think they're still small enough, though, that putting 6 of them in here was a decent idea. All of them going over in that one area, though, is kind of annoying. Kind of wish they would spread out a bit more. But if you guys remember last episode, this was partly flattened out last time, and yeah, I basically just flattened it all the way to out there. Are the Dilos fully grown? I don't know. We need to head back this way anyway, because I need to get more andesite, because, yeah. 5 of them are over here and only 1 of them is over that way. That's kind of funny. How are the Dilos doing? We have 1. Where's the other one gone? This died. I really hope it hasn't. I'll hop in real quick. We'll be fine. I don't think it'll attack me. Oh, okay, it is. It's just hiding back here. Okay, that's good. Phew. I was kind of concerned there for a second. I really didn't want to have to. Oh, that's another sad thing to mention. The second full-grown Dinosaurs. The baby's still fine, but the other the other original one died because it got stuck under a tree, which I didn't even think of as a potential problem. So that was sad / annoying, because I didn't really want to lose the other Dinosaur, but it happened, so there's not much I can do about it. But if we run over here, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I'm trying to remember all the things I said last time that were kind of important. So I've been thinking on some stuff about what I want to do with this world. And one thing, because about 2 weeks ago now, basically I found an old laptop that I'd used to record on, and I thought this laptop had been broken. Turns out I just stopped using it after I built my computer, which I'm kind of surprised about. But anyway, I found the previous park I'd made on that laptop, and I actually played around on it a bit just to, I don't know, see what the world was really like. And I don't know, I was pleasantly surprised by a few things. Oh, we have tons of this. Do we have any bricks left? Where would bricks be? Would that be in the clay section? Oh, we do have a bit left. Okay, that's good. We don't really, I haven't planned for any cyan terracotta in this build. Anyway, so I was playing around on that world, and I was seeing some of the things we did in that previous park that kind of I was looking at and thinking, well, how could I incorporate this into my current park? And one of the things I really, really liked that was in that world was this thing where I was putting barns on every single exhibit. There was a shelter for every single animal. We've kind of done that with the stegosaurs, but to be honest, it's kind of like mediocre shelter. It's like a lean-to with a back wall. So I'm genuinely considering going into some of these exhibits, editing them a bit. So like some of these exhibits will really have to push a lot of space, but we'll see. What am I saying? But yeah, I think it'd be cool to put some barns into some of these exhibits, just because I don't know. I think it'll add a lot, be kind of interesting, and it's a whole new structure to build, and I think that will really differentiate a lot of exhibits. And obviously, I've still got to go through 99% of these builds and you know, liven them up a bit, put in like foliage, put in plants, put in some rocks. Basically what I did to the Dinosaurs exhibit, I want to do to obviously the whole park, and I've mentioned that before. Am I gonna be able to sleep? I don't know, maybe I should have slept. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to sleep over here. Let's see. I'm actually safe from all those spiders. Okay, we can sleep real quick. That should be helpful, and then we'll get to building. Okay, burn. Oh man, monsters. I haven't lit this whole area up, although underneath it is all lit up, pretty much. But, you know, that doesn't really help me much when I've got to worry about all this. All right, and a good bit of XP. I've been down in the XP farm because, oh, another thing I need to show off. This whole area used to be a mountain, and that ate through my shovels like you would not believe. Also, we've got obviously this other walkway over here and a ton of chests because I had a ton of resources. But we'll have to kill some creepers real quick. Anyway, you'll see this whole area over here, and goodbye, Mr. Creeper. This whole area is where I said I was going to put the Platypelodon, and it's where it's going to go. However, I put a Platypelodon skeleton because I kind of wanted to see how big it was, and then I thought it was a joke on how small it was, so I spawned it in a creative world. And yeah, the Platypelodons are super small, and I kind of want to raise the ground level up a bit, so yeah. Also, I was looking back at some of my old elephant exhibits to kind of get some ideas, and I think I've got a decent idea for what that exhibit's going to be, but that will probably only be after we finish up this build and get this whole thing done. Oh, was I gonna put... I'm trying to remember. Maybe I was gonna put... wait, what do I need? I need polished andesite. We'll put this here. All of these will have that. I gotta kill that creeper. Creeper hunting, not really my favorite task, but a task I have to do nonetheless. So I guess I figure I should probably talk a bit about the building itself. So again, because last episode no longer exists, and what was meant to let you guys know what was, you know, happening with this whole building. Basically what I ended up deciding we're gonna do with this whole thing is it's gonna be, and in the actual episode, I gave some explanations for why I want to do this particular thing. But I decided I wanted to build it in a kind of like, I said Victorian style. What I mean more is like an old-timey brick and mortar type zoo thing. If you've seen any of the Wildlife Park series, that would be like my old reptile house, which is actually kind of what this is going to be based off of. Okay, we'll actually just move this a bit. This is one of the great advantages of what is it? Doing these wool templates. And again, if that other episode had actually had good audio and I'd uploaded it, you would have seen me building this whole outline, getting things planned out. But basically, I should run over what the exhibits are going to be. So this is going to be, I believe, the Tiktaalik exhibit, and that's got a nice little outdoor area so they can transfer between the two zones. This is going to be our Crassigyrinus. No, this is going to be Diplocalis. Over here is going to be Crassigyrinus. This long one over here should be Arthropleura, and this curvy one at the very back will be our Meganera exhibit, and it'll kind of be more of a dome. But anyway, with the whole Victorian idea. So it's going to be like a very brick and mortar type exhibit, or like building. And then we're going to have, I'm thinking green glass, like some light green glass or like lime green, I guess is what it is, to kind of give it a bit more of like a greenhouse feel, which is what I wanted to go for the entire time. But yeah, I think that'll look really cool. Also, I think Diplocalus is the only one that's going to be like this. But let's see. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. I think that'll be that, and then we'll do this. And just kind of lay out some of the blocks. Oh, that's another thing I decided that's gonna kind of happen with this whole build, is, if I can think, we're gonna do it in several episodes, kind of like how the lab was, except, you know, the lab was what, multiple floors? This one is gonna be more like multiple, we're gonna do like an exhibit per episode, I think. So this is gonna be the next couple of episodes we're working on, except for today's episode. Today's episode is actually pretty much just gonna be working on, well, the build itself, getting the building set up and kind of ready to go. Because I kind of realized, you know, it doesn't really matter if we do an exhibit or not this episode, just because we need an episode to get the building kind of going, and then from there we'll slowly add in a bunch of creatures, get everything really set up and running smoothly, because, you know, I think that's kind of important, kind of making sure there's an actual, you know, well, exhibits to, an actual building for the exhibits to go into. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do the light in here. I'm thinking the light is probably going to be a lot of skylights in all honesty. Oh, that's another thing I was going to say. So the Diplocalus one, well, I guess, what was it? My plan was to have the Tiktaalik, because I think technically, since Tiktaalik's what, like the size of, how big is it? Probably it's about 2 blocks long, so it's like a 6-foot creature. It's about the size of like a small to medium-sized gator, right? So again, a creature that big, you're gonna have it behind a glass wall, so visitors can't get too close to it. So that one's gonna be that way. The Crassigyrinus, which I'm actually now thinking, because I think this exhibit's actually slightly, let me see. Oh wait, what are they? Okay, it's I think this one's bigger, and I might actually switch the curve out. So if it was like 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, yeah. So oh, but I wanted it like here, right? So that way it would like line up with this one, right? Yeah. Or it would line up with like the center point of that, so it would kind of look a bit nicer. And I'm thinking I'm gonna do that now. But maybe that'll be Arthropleura and this will be Crassigyrinus, because Crassigyrinus will probably need more space anyway. And we'll do like this, and then some more stone bricks there. But basically, so this one will be a full glass enclosure, because a giant bug, it'll need a quote-unquote like special atmosphere, so it has to be enclosed. The Crassigyrinus is fully aquatic, so it's going to be in a submerged tank. This isn't an exhibit, although I was somewhat tempted to install something like Mo Creature so we could get scorpions and put them in here, maybe make it like a Pulmonoscorpius or something. But I'm honestly considering making the Diplocalus one, lowering it down one so they can still swim and stuff, but making this one like like one with only a railing. Like, oh, because I had been thinking of putting Henotis in at one point as well, but I kind of decided I wasn't going to. Oh, this is only, you know, this was only meant to be a 2-block wide opening, but I don't think that's like big enough. I think we need the full opening. All right, so if we come back over here, it's kind of weird not hearing the game sounds while I'm doing this. I hope they're showing up in the video. If they aren't, well, I'm really sorry about that. I wanted them to be in the video. I've just realized there might be a slight flaw with my plan to build this exhibit, and you might be like, oh, what's that? Oh, and that would be, I actually haven't done a full-on test build for this yet. So, for those of you who aren't really familiar with how I build things, usually I do test builds in a creative world. it gives me like a chance to see how something's going to look, so I can kind of try and improve on it or fix things that might be problems in the future when I'm building the whole exhibit. And typically I do that a couple times just to kind of get things rolling. But I realized I haven't actually done a full-on test build yet. I did attempt a test build, but I actually ended up not going with that design because I wasn't really happy with how it was looking. So yeah, I don't know, that seems like it might be a bit problematic actually. And now that I'm looking at these stone bricks, I'm really thinking instead of stone bricks, what we need to do is actually go for stone slabs. Let me check how that's gonna look actually. And for those of you who are like, oh no, this is gonna take up too much time in the episode, because usually, you know, it's like I go get the dinosaurs in the same episode. We have a lot of time. We have, how many animals are we putting in here? Like, let's see, so there's gonna be Diplocalus, Tiktaalik, Crescogyrus, Meganeura, Arthropleura. There's gonna be 5 animals, so we've got at least 5 more episodes to finish this whole thing off. And let me just, I know I have torches somewhere, so I should really get those, but let me just see how it's gonna look with this instead. Yep. See, I do think that is a bit more like the color scheme I want. Although if I'm only gonna make the brick wall too high, especially in these areas where visitors are kind of gonna see it, I'd be very tempted to use stairs, I think, just to give it a bit more depth. Although again, if my goal is to create like an old-timey zoo feel, just a flat brick wall is very accurate. Although again, even if I'm trying to do somewhat of a period accurate build, at the end of the day, you know, I also care about it looking nice. I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah. Also, I realized I need to put the fences in between these things. Also, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with this. Did I use? I probably did use brick on the. Whoops, wrong block. I don't remember, but I probably did use brick on the what is it called? The storage room. I think I did for the rebuild of that. Man, it's kind of crazy to me. Again, I keep mentioning this in several episodes, but to me, it's kind of crazy. Just actually, I might build this one actually as a full-on stone brick wall instead of a brick one. Or maybe I'll make it out of volcanic brick later. We'll see what I want to do in the end. But I think it could be kind of cool to have like some sort of like differentiating wall from the rest. And let's just do this. And a quick explanation for why I'm not going all the way up with these. I'm very much thinking, well, I guess except for the andesite, I'm gonna do 3 blocks high, and then I'm gonna put some glass panes along some of the tops. And again, I don't really know what my plan for that's gonna be. I have shears somewhere. I'm gonna go get those. What am I thinking? Oh, yeah, so I guess a bit of a roadmap for episodes. What was I thinking? I did have a roadmap of sorts. I remember this. What was it? Okay, so obviously next 5 to 6 episodes are going to be the bug house and just kind of putting this thing together, getting it all running smoothly. I say that, I'm like, you know, like it actually, you know, matters that I get facilities up and running in this thing, even though obviously none of that actually does matter. But after that, I think we'll probably do Platybelodon for the main reason of I just really want to do it. Like I want to build that exhibit. It's one of the exhibits I'm actually really wanting to do for the pure reason of we got Platybelodon in the mod a while ago, and I don't know, I kind of forgot it existed, and now I remember it existed, and ages ago, it used to be one of my favorite prehistoric mammals, so I kind of feel like I should get it just because, well, nostalgia, you know? Nostalgia's a powerful weapon. Tool. It's supposed to be tool, not weapon. Actually, this might be another just solid brick wall, or stone brick wall, because I think we should probably put a couple of those in, just kind of like what would be like super reinforced parts of the building. Wow, we're almost out of andesite already. Doesn't surprise me. I don't mine enough andesite. I had this on an old world of mine not an old world, actually. Oh, and it's actually because even on my strip mining, I've been throwing out andesite. Why would I don't get why I do that sometimes. It's like I throw out blocks I know I'm gonna want later. Because it'll be like, oh, you know, andesite's taking up my inventory space. I want to put more like diamonds and fossil ore in this. But then it's like later I know I'll need the andesite because I like using the chiseled andesite for pillars. You can't really use it for pillars if you don't have any. But yeah, I had some more things I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I guess one of the other things I wanted to talk about was why this is the style I'm going for the bug house. Because I mean, I don't know if you guys are even particularly interested in why I chose to do this style, but it mainly comes down to a lot of the people I know and some of my friends were building bug houses of their own. My good friend Avlardo, I believe he started a bug house or finished a bug house. For those of you panicking about why I'm just letting this wool fall. Actually, I don't actually have a blue sheep. I've been dyeing all of my blue wool. I should literally just dye a sheep blue. I need to get a more efficient sheep farm going, or I need to get an actual sheep farm going. But yeah, I should do that soon. And then these can. Oh, no, this is Diplicalis. It's gonna have to be all the way down, because if I want to do what I was thinking, it's gonna, yeah, okay. Anyway, so most of my friends, a lot of the people I know, they're doing their own bug houses right now. Megaraptor, Avalardo, and even my friend Colt, they're all doing bug houses. And I kind of realized a lot of them were just doing somewhat similar things, I guess. Like, they all, at least Ave and Megaraptor, they both did big jungle buildings. So it's like this massive building, like a massive greenhouse in essence. I'm sure if you've seen either of their series, you already know what I'm talking about. They're doing like massive greenhouses. And don't get me wrong, they look fantastic. I'm honestly super impressed with them. I think they both did a wonderful job on their bug houses. But it does mean I kind of don't want to do that for my thing. I don't want, and it's kind of funny because that was also what I had originally been planning on doing. I was originally thinking of doing some sort of a massive building like that for my bug house. But I've decided I'm not going to, and I decided I want to go for something a bit more unique than that. So we're going to go with this style, which I think is actually going to look just as cool. Yeah, and like even just running through here, I think it's going to have a different feel because again, the people I know, most of them were, I believe. Oh, and this was going to be special too, because the reason this wall's 2 blocks thick is not because you know, I just wanted to do that. It's actually that thickness because I wanted to do like little exhibit things inside. So like we'll have like tables in here essentially, and it'll be like, oh, and this is such and such animal, and this is such and such animal's fossil thing, you know. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I don't know, part of me thought that would be a really cool thing to do. Anyway, again, so my friends and fellow YouTubers have all been doing like really big mixed animal bug houses, or like structures. So it's like one big open plan glass building that has all the animals inside of it. So like there's no individual exhibits, it's all just one big exhibit with all of them in it. And I thought that was super cool, but I also, I don't know, mostly I'm sure as you guys have known if you've been around here for a little bit, I prefer usually to do my exhibits, I guess, as like individuals. I don't like mixing tons of animals together because, I don't know, to me it kind of seems like it detracts a bit from the individual creatures because, you know, none of them are their own individual exhibit. They're all mixed together, so, you know, there's never one exhibit focusing on one creature. That, and particularly, at least for all these animals, most of them will kill each other, so I feel like it's probably a good idea to just, you know, not build an exhibit where all my animals will eat each other. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of why we're doing this. Plus, I built a bug house kind of like this ages ago in my which world was that? Season 4, I think. Again, a world no one really saw. No one really watched any of my videos until season 5. So I guess if you want to see that, I'm sure the video is pretty cringy by now. Those videos are pretty cringy by now just because they're so old. But I guess if you're really interested and want to see that, you can kind of see. I don't even know which episodes those would have been. I just know I built a bug house way, way back in the day. Yeah, I think I used... What mod did I use? I used a mod to get my bugs. Something about this is fishy. It's off by 1 block, I think. Because it's got 2. And that one doesn't. We're gonna build it off of this one because I want to have that. Okay, so and then 1 and then 2. Oh, but that also doesn't make it. Oh, never mind. I can fix this real fast. I just gotta extend something out by 1 block. Yep. Okay. That's why. This has got to go out by 1 because I forgot it's like. Wait, what? I'm confused. Okay, so this is 5 wide. Is this not 5 wide? This is 4 wide. Okay. That would be why. Okay. Just some. That is funny to me though. Like usually it's not an error with my what is it? My template. That's the problem. Usually it's an error with me actually building the thing. So that is somewhat funny to me that I actually messed up on the template. Huh. Anyway, yeah, so I think this bug house is gonna look just as cool as my friends' ones will. And yeah. Nope, oh, I'm so mad I keep messing this up. But I think we might actually end the episode pretty soon. I mean, we didn't do a ton, I guess. Well, I feel like we kind of did in actuality. I mean, we built pretty much a full bug house outline. I mean, it's built up to the point where most of these exhibits can be started on. So I guess if I remember to at least, I'll try and leave an eye in the video so you guys can vote on which bug you want to see, or bug or amphibian you want to see first. We've got Arthropleura, Meganeura, Crested Uranus, Diplocalus, and Tiktaalik. The Tiktaalik one seems small, but I guess it's also got an outside thing, and I'm probably not going to put too many in. Diplocalus is tiny, so I'll put several of them in. Crested Uranus will maybe have like 3 or 4, maybe 2 Arthropleura, and this section is going to go up a lot higher than the rest of the building is, I think, so this is going to have more stuff. Oh, also, that's, I was going to put that in the eye of the video, I forgot, but I was going to ask you guys, what is that? We'll try and fix the thing real quick while I talk about this. So I've been thinking lately a lot, and I realized I might be willing to add 1 more mod into the world currently. Although I feel like I've got an interesting reason not to add it in, as well as an interesting one too. And most of it comes down to actually the bug house itself. And that mod would be the Chisel mod because, well, to be honest, the Chisel mod does have blocks I think would be really nice for this build. Like vents and stuff that I think would really, I don't know, add some flavor to the exhibit, so I can do like air vents and stuff like that, and specialized blocks to kind of bring out certain features that I would like. However, there is one thing I'm not particularly keen on with that, and that is I've kind of enjoyed the fact, at least, you guys might disagree with this, but I've tried to keep the builds as vanilla as possible. So that means even if you don't have all the mods I have and you just have the Dinosaurs mod, let's say, you could build most of the things I'm building here. They're not overly complicated. They're not, using tons and tons of carpenter's blocks and stuff like that. They're just basic Minecraft builds. that, you know, well, I guess, yeah, you still need mods in the end, but for the most of it, you can build the buildings themselves in vanilla. So that's my main reason for not adding Chisel in, but I do, on the other hand, kind of think it would add in a lot more interesting blocks we can use for exhibits and stuff like that. And especially for some of the detail work I kind of want to do on some things, it would probably enable me to do that better. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think about that. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if I remember to, vote for what prehistoric bug amphibian thing you want in the park first. We'll probably try and do one an episode, unless a certain exhibit. I'm thinking probably Arthropleura and Meganeura are gonna take it might take 2 episodes each, just because I'll probably have to finish building the exhibit, and then we'll have to do all the interiors. But yeah, let me know what you guys are. Whoops, I'm trying. Okay, so that's the key that zooms the map out. It's actually not too small of a build. Oh, it's not a massive building, but I mean, I think for what I'm aiming for, it's a pretty good size. We're gonna have plenty of space in here. Good old-fashioned reptiles. So this is like, oh, you know, that might be something. Again, texture packs. Texture packs is another thing. I don't want to start customizing a texture pack, because the instant I start customizing it, that's something else people have to download, because they, you know, if they use my world, they have to have the texture pack and everything. But I'm thinking, and this was something I particularly wanted, I think especially for the bug house and the raptor house, was taking some paintings and making them like information panels. So like we'll have one for Arthropleura, we'll have one for Meganeura, and we'll put them up around the bug house, and then doing the same thing for the raptor building, and just like we'll have Deinonychus and Velociraptor and Cetipodi and maybe later Austroraptor, something like that. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of cool. Anyway, though, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. If you have, leave a like, maybe subscribe if you aren't already. Whatever you feel like doing. And yeah, I hope you guys are excited to see the future of the bug house. And until next time, guys, see ya.